Formerly of the Opie and Anthony Show on SiriusXM, now the host of his brand new show on AnthonyCumia.com. The host of Anthony Cumia, the Anthony Cumia Show, Mr. Anthony Cumia. Did I say Anthony Cumia enough times?
You certainly did. hold on 2 seconds. Xbox pause. Yes, it's a busy life over here, but
but someone's got to do it.
Pause my little Xbox. I like talking to my Xbox. It gave me someone to talk to since I've been off the air. I'm doing a show for the Xbox. Xbox, you hear the news today?
We're gonna have like
I can never behave.
It's gonna be like that VH1 special. Where are they now? And it's gonna just show you on the couch.
Yeah.
Xbox, love me. Xbox, make me a fucking sandwich.
Xbox, give me accolades.
Xbox, blow me.
Well, I don't. That'll be the next thing that they're coming out with. Xbox Connect with oral.
Yeah, if they could get those fucking real dolls to start walking and talking. Oof, man.
That's crazy. They should figure out some way to hook up like a real doll to a computer interface so it's a little more friendly than, fucking a corpse.
They have...
for guys that do that.
Of course. They have this thing called Real Touch that's kind of like the size of a loaf of bread, and you put it on your cock and you watch a movie, and it's supposed to mimic what's going on in the movie. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the closest thing I've heard of so far of something like that, but I don't know how well it works.
And watch, like, Deliverance while you wear it? like a fucking Ned Beatty?
The Oculus of sex toys. Feel like you're really fucking a real female.
Yeah,
fucking loser.
Sure it is. Yeah. And that, I mean, obviously, growing up as a guy, you try to fuck everything that's around that might feel good on your dick, but then how weird it is, how weird of a thing you're fucking makes it how guilty and dumb you feel after you come.
Right.
Like, oh God, I fucked like a piece of roast beef.
And then you gotta come out later.
Yes, and you're just like, oh, this is degrading. You like pass by the mirror in the bathroom to wash your hands, and you don't even look in the mirror.
Just ashamed.
So guilty and degraded.
I have a friend, and I was at his house, and I was looking for a shot glass or something. And he's like, oh, they're in the dishwasher, and I opened the dishwasher, and it was fucking like one of those tube dick toy things. And I was like, wow.
Like a fleshlight or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
but it
man.
Like
Do you put that on the upper rack, the lower rack, or in the silverware thing?
It was lower rack.
What's the etiquette? Yeah, do you use that jet dry on it? Oh, lower rack, yeah.
It made me really reconsider thinking his dick size was small. I'm like, wow, that thing's big enough to fit on the lower rack. It's the one time that top shelf is actually bad. Top shelf means you got a small dick.
Yeah. You don't want to be able to put your sex toys where you put the wine flutes, with those champagne flutes. Yeah, you don't want that.
But does it at all make you upset that when you were going through puberty, you didn't have these kind of sexual tools to help you through?
Oh, my God. It's just so, like, you want to just smack kids these days. For the love of God, you don't know what we had to do. Like, just to be able to go on the internet and see such great hardcore pornography when I would just look at, like, a Cosmo magazine hoping to see some nipple slip in one of the pictures.
Good housekeeping.
Yeah, now, forget about it. Yeah, all kinds of good shit. You can buy things on the internet so you don't have to look anyone in the face as you buy these horrible things to fuck. It really is quite convenient today.
There was these things called Playboy and porn and Penthouse that you actually had to read in the bathroom and hide from people.
I mean,
yes, let me tell you about the dark days.
The dark days of pre-porn where you couldn't even see the pussy through the bush.
No.
So right before we had you on the show, Ant, we were talking about, I've met both you and Opie a few times. I've been lucky enough to have been invited to the compound several times, most recently for Dawn's birthday party. And yes. We were talking about how, I still even get a little bit nervous, even though I've known you for a couple of years now. Just, being at the compound or talking to you, I always feel like, I'm bugging people. So I try not to. Oh, my
God, I find that hilarious. I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Just walking around the house.
But I saw something at Dawn's birthday party which kind of made me chuckle a little bit and made me feel a little bit more relaxed, is that watching you talk to somebody like Rob Bartlett is kind of like how I feel sometimes talking to you guys. To watch you with just the adulation that you were talking to Rob with, and hey, how cool is this that Rob Bartlett's at my house hanging out? Do you ever find yourself getting nervous like that?
He's Rob is like one of those guys that when I was growing up on Long Island, he was always at the comedy clubs.
Right.
Like, he was the guy, and he was like the cool guy that you'd go see at the comedy clubs. And over the years, getting to know him was kind of this weird thing to me, And then I have him over the house and, having some drinks and laughing. To me and my buddy Joe Curry, who, we grew up at the same time, around the same place and everything like that, and went to the same comedy clubs to see people like Rob. It was fantastic. That, right, to me, is one of those real cool moments that, oh, shit, he's over my house. This is great,
I mean, you've had people like Daniel Craig over the house, Rob Bartlett,
all
the comedian friends that you've had,
when
and
can
shit
I
like
come
that.
over? When's my turn?
Well, you could come up. What time is it? Where are you right now?
I'll start driving right fucking now.
I was going to say, listening to the test of the Anthony Cumia show earlier, believe me, you can head over any time you want.
Anytime.
I'm heading straight to your dishwasher, though.
Yeah, take a look at the dishwasher. Make sure. Oh, great! Believe me, there's a fucking German beer stein that I fuck in the bottom shelf because they're big and fat.
That's okay. I fuck wine bottles, so look, we've got like a mutual ground right there.
Nice. Shit. I've been getting the show together, yes, and putting all the logistics together for it, and it's just a lot going into it. It's been only a month in between the time that I got the boot till the time I'm actually doing a new show, so everything had to be whipped up pretty quickly. So we're in the old high gear, as they call it, around this place.
As a fan of the
pretty cool.
As a fan of the Live from the Compound shows that you've done, this is even complete departure from that. It's leaps and bounds above what Live from the Compound was.
Yeah, this is the Compound was very fun to do. That whole just pop on whenever, talk about whatever's in the news, take a lot of calls, get drunk, sing some karaoke, and those things will all be incorporated into the new show. But
did we lose him?
I think so. He ran away. He got scared.
I'm hoping it's not the screening software. Nope, it says he's gone. Fuck. Steve, I don't know if you can hear me, but can we get him back? That sucks. I don't know. I think his phone crapped out. Okay, Steve's on it right now. He's giving him a call back. So we'll put him back on the air. But it's weird. Like, they used to do really oh, here's Anthony. Okay. I think we lost you, sir.
Yeah, something went awry with I actually had set it.
Oh, God.
What was that?
Yeah, I think I had an alarm set, so I didn't miss the interview.
Oh.
And that started ringing and screwed everything up.
Oh. You were saying leaps and bounds above the Live from the Compound.
Yeah. The Compound show was what it was, a lot of fun and a lot of debauchery and stuff, and that'll be part of the new show. But we're able to expand it now with using the entire house, out by the pool, the bar, the movie theater, anywhere in the house, and really kind of make it a little more polished, polished looking. I still want to be as unprofessional as possible in what I do.
Right.
But, just kind of make it look like, why is this guy on a show that looks this good?
Nice.
Yeah, I think it should be a pisser.
For somebody that was used to getting away with saying pretty much whatever the fuck he wanted to say, because that's what SiriusXM was always billed to be, this had to be a huge fucking departure from what you thought was going to happen when this whole thing went down.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get the boot. That's for sure.
We said
but I think I was being a little naive in that, like, oh, I'm untouchable. You know, we laugh at these people that get fired, and well, we laugh at them because they apologize first and they get fired anyway.
Right.
But there's just we're in a world now where you can't discuss certain things. You just can't even discuss it. Sure. Never mind criticizing it or anything. You just can't even talk about it. And then you're, labeled a racist, sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, whatever label they want to throw on you. And it's absolutely ridiculous. It is. People say it's not infringement on freedom of speech because that's the government infringing on your freedom of speech. So the Constitution says the government won't do that. It's like, well, you know what? It's infringing on your freedom to speak. Sure. And to speak openly and honestly. To have these threats over your head that you're going to lose your job or lose your reputation or whatever else is an absolute infringement on your personal freedoms to believe in certain things, to think certain ways, to have opinions that certain people find offensive. They have the right to then answer in kind, which is debate you on it, give their point of view, say how offensive they feel you are. But what they don't have the right to do is take away someone's job or reputation. It's unbelievable that people have gone in that direction and actually want people silenced instead of talking about certain issues and problems and things that are offensive. They'd rather silence it than have it out there and actually openly speak about it, which I think is a much more healthy way to go about things than trying to make believe they don't exist.
Well, I've actually said on this show for the last couple of weeks since it happened, which would you rather have? A man who is legally allowed to carry a gun in New York City, which is a very hard thing to do to get that permit to begin with.
Yeah.
But a man who's legally allowed to defend himself by carrying a gun gets assaulted by a woman, regardless of what color the woman was, and chooses, rather than to physically respond, he goes home and vents on social media. Which would you rather have? A man who's probably going to wind up getting bumped up on trumped-up charges for murder or something like that, for shooting her, or somebody who safely just vented, on social media and really didn't hurt anybody?
It's beyond me why speaking about how angry you are and using words that are considered offensive, but no different than most people use when they're very angry about a situation, that is on at least the same level as actual violence these days. Like, I refrained from doing anything. I didn't put my hands on her. I didn't even push her away from me. Right. I just put my arm up to block anything that was coming in, and that was it, because I never felt my life was being threatened. She wasn't hurting me that bad. She was taking her little bitch horse swings at me, but I never felt like I was in any real danger at that point. So I didn't react violently. And then I talk about it, and that gets me fucked. I mean, It really makes no sense.
All for saying stuff on
People would rather, have some weird symbolism over substance these days as far as violence goes. So weird.
It's all over, something that was SiriusXM originally was billed as uncensored talk and also commercial free. And that was the first thing to go, was they started inserting fucking commercials all over the place, even on the music channels. And then it's like they slowly started chipping away at the uncensored aspect of SiriusXM. And it became, you're paying for basically FM radio.
Yeah. Now they've turned into FM radio, really. And if they don't understand that live talk radio is the only commodity they could possibly have. If you have Spotify, Pandora, any of the other music systems out there, and there's plenty of places to get music these days. So it's not their 60s, 70s, 80s channels that are driving people in there. It's the things that they can't get anywhere else. Personality-driven radio. And they just, pretty much destroyed the Opie and Anthony Show right there, not even considering that that's one of their commodities that they have as far as their on-air product. But I think they're a bunch of dummies.
The two biggest draws on that platform, Howard Stern and you guys. So why would you go splitting up the band of your number 2 show just to fucking... because you think people are going to start complaining. At that point, if I'm not mistaken, nobody had even said a word. Scott Greenstein just made the decision, or whoever made the decision, fuck it, we're going to separate with Anthony. Nobody had been calling for your head or anything else like that at that point, correct? Oh, we lost him again. Hang on a second. I don't know why he keeps...
271 is not available.
I don't know why he keeps getting put into the queue. That sucks. Are you there, Ant? No. We lost him again. I don't know if it's his signal or what. I think it's his signal. But that's what bothers me the most about the whole thing is that, they just... Nobody was calling for Anthony's head.
There we go.
There he is.
I don't know what's going on.
That nobody at that point was even calling for your dismissal. SiriusXM just decided, well, fuck it, we're going to cut our losses before anybody does start to complain and get rid of them right away. I think they really jumped the fucking gun.
Yeah, nobody was calling for my dismissal. It's ridiculous that they even did it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I can see it from both angles. I think that it was an unjust decision that was made.
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, I personally wouldn't have made that choice, especially you guys being the number 2 over there, one of the biggest shows and a staple in radio history. Mm-hmm. But I can see that when it comes to Sirius, you've got something like 40 million some odd listeners, and they get worried about any kind of controversy because it's such a large company, or I can understand them worrying about, I don't want to use the word reputation wrong, but I mean, I can see why they would get worried, but I think that canceling or, deciding to not have you on anymore, I think that was just a little bit of an I feel like that was a decision that they made in the heat of the moment where they didn't know what to do because they were probably seeing a lot of heat from the media, but not enough to think about.
That's just it. That's just it. They weren't getting heat from anybody. Gawker wrote some bullshit, and then a couple of other people, like bloggers, wrote some stuff, got it completely inaccurate, took things out of context, had a regular personal agenda, vendetta against me and like-minded people anyway. So they put out a bunch of bullshit. No one was canceling subscriptions. No one was calling for me to be fired, and then they let me go. I absolutely don't think it had anything to do with what I had said. They have some weird thing going on at Sirius where I think they wanted to get a little discount in October when the contract was up, and if that's how they wanted to do it, so be it. But the truth of the matter is, I don't think they'd have lost one subscription.
No, I don't think so either.
They kept me on over this, controversy. But they did lose thousands of subscriptions because they did fire me. So it backfired on them anyway.
Do you think that could have anything to do with the other contracts that they were working on with, Jason Ellis, whose shows
maybe
bigger and bigger because his contract,
Jason Ellis' show is getting bigger and bigger.
Well, it seems like it. He does have
fucking tool. He is a fucking too old to be skateboarding tool. I can't stand that fucking guy. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say anything negative about him because I do like him, but I was wondering that because I remember I was watching the Twitter stuff going on, and then they had mentioned his contract a few times and mentioned that it came through like almost
I'm sure
right
after cheap anyway.
this happened. So I wonder if that was one of the maybe deciding factors or something, if that had anything to do with it.
I don't know. If they could figure out a way to spin it to use it in various contract negotiations, they probably will. I know they'll probably use it to lowball Opie and Jimmy, but I don't know.
Radio's turned into a democracy.
Yes. Speaking about losing subscriptions and lowballing Opie and Jimmy, I will be honest with you, sir. I have signed up already for AnthonyCumia.com. I can't wait for Monday.
Thank you, sir.
And however, as big of a proponent as I have been of the Stand With Ant movement, I was one of those guys that, honestly, as much as I love you, and I do, I didn't cancel because it's fucking Jimmy and Opie too. So I'm very much. I hear you.
No, I was never asking anyone to cancel, although I think it would work out to anyone's advantage to call to cancel, and if you want, then sign up for 75% less than they're charging, because it still keeps people listening to Opie and Jimmy, and it hurts Sirius financially, which is something that helps everybody. Right.
Absolutely. And why shouldn't Sirius make less money than they have to on our fucking hard-earned dollar for them fucking up?
Yeah, they're not giving the same product because they fucked the show over. They completely fucked over the Opie and Anthony show.
Absolutely.
And why should they think they could then get the same money out of the subscribers? If you want to listen to the show, keep your subscription, but I would recommend you get on the phone and try to cancel until they say, well, can we offer you this? And then you say, yeah. And now you get the same subscription, and they're making less money. You get to hear everybody. You could use that extra money that you're saving to subscribe to my show at AnthonyCumia.com.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
I've listened to a lot of the other interviews that you've done on some of the other shows that you've been on. And one thing that none of the other shows have offered is you the opportunity to talk to your fans. Would you want to take a couple phone calls? Because our lines are lit. I don't know about how you feel about it, but
do it.
All right, let's see. By the way, in case you are not familiar, and in case anybody else doesn't know, you can call the show tonight by using 951-FREAKS-0, and you'll talk to our celebrity call screener, Dr. Steve from Weird Medicine.
Yeah, I heard him on before. When he picked up the phone, I'm like, oh, it's Dr. Steve.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. All right. John, you are on the phone with Anthony Cumia. Go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, I just wanted to ask one thing, well, actually two things real quick. Is there going to be an app for iPhone or something, or Droids, or anything like that?
Yeah, we got this together so quickly in a month to really logistically get this off the ground. It would have taken a lot longer if we were also at the same time trying to get the apps together, but we absolutely have plans to put out apps in all the formats for the phones, and that will be happening within. We'll start really pushing that within a month after we launch on Monday. So they'll be out there.
That's
definitely.
Great, because I'm on board on that. And the other thing is, I wanted to ask you this about fans that send you things. Do you care if maybe somebody sent you a Christmas card last year to, like, I don't know, your cat or something, or would you get upset if somebody sent you one? Just trying to be funny.
I
thought it was funny.
Little Beavis. Little Beavis.
Thanks, John.
Just trying to be funny.
I hear you.
Thanks, John.
But I'm signing up. I hope it's great.
Thanks,
I know
John.
it will be.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
man.
Yes.
Do I even dare address that situation with Lil Beavis?
With that guy? No, it got weird. That's all. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything.
A fan was running
a
fan was running a Twitter account attributed to your cat, and I guess some people either actually thought it was a real fucking cat, which they're really fucking stupid, or thought it was you or Brother Joe or somebody running the account, and it wasn't. It was just a fan. And
it was just a fan.
I met the person. They were at the compound on the 5th, and seemed like a decent enough guy. And then all of a sudden, you mentioned that he was squeezing you for Beavis T-shirts. I don't know.
It just started getting weird. Yeah. He started started inquiring as to putting out Beavis merchandise and shit like that, and kind of hinting like, "Hey, look at all the followers I got you and this," and I'm like, "Oh man, this guy just doesn't quite get it." "Oh, you were in, dude. What did you do?" And then
usually it's the girls that
cut him off.
Usually it's the girls that wind up doing that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's happened before, but
there has.
So just another, wacky thing that happens.
I would like to apologize. I'm sure you don't remember this, and I probably should just leave it alone. But I'm going to apologize for bringing a certain female to your house who, she was fucking bizarre, and that was the first time that you had invited a whole bunch of fans to your house. I'm
trying to remember which one it was.
The person that ruined Jess's birthday.
Oh God, you brought her.
I didn't know.
That's funny.
I didn't know her.
Backstory.
I didn't know her at the time. She asked me for a ride from the softball game, and I said, "Sure, no problem." And yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah. No, she turned out to be like that crazy stalker chick. So. Oof. Whatever.
Yeah, I apologize.
Call like 8,000 times a day and text, and oh my God, what a psychopath. Yeah, there's been, believe me, I got at least 2 books in me, maybe 3. If I include, the early California days, I think.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Let's see. This person has no name. It just says, Mr. wants to say how proud he is of Anthony for speaking his mind. 916 area code.
Oh. All right.
Anthony, are you there?
Hi, sir. Hey,
I am absolutely, you are the reason I listen to the show. You always spoke your mind, and that's exactly what I was most proud of, and I thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, man. I you know what? I always just tried to be honest on the air, like open and honest about how I felt about things. I never said I was always right. That's for sure. And if I did,
how a lot of people felt about things.
Yeah, if I yelled and said, I'm right about that, it was kind of tongue-in-cheek and a goof, and I understand it. Usually Jimmy would call me out on it, and we'd laugh our asses off at how indignant I was about something. But the truth of the matter is, I have certain ways that I feel about subjects, and I talk about them very passionately, and I don't apologize for that. I never will apologize for how I honestly feel about something. When I see somebody in the news, in the media, they get in trouble, and they instantly start to apologize, it's so phony and insincere because they really meant what they said when they initially said it. They weren't taken over by mind control. They absolutely meant what they said.
That real.
Yeah, but then
that part of it real. A lot of people don't. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're going on. And you know what? And just get past all this other stuff that happened in the past, and just be you, Anthony Cumia. That's why we listen. And you're the man.
Oh my God!
And thank
you, sir.
I really appreciate you, man.
I feel like I'm in the locker room with the coach.
Really
it's great. Sandusky, or
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, keep on.
Yeah.
Is your dick a little bit wet? Because he was slobbering all over it.
Oh my God! Right? That's one thing I've noticed over the years doing radio. People, they do notice if you're sincere about stuff or a phony. I mean, it's very obvious to see. And I've always just tried to be very sincere and very real about what I talk about and how I feel about certain things. And does it offend people? Fuck yeah. Do people get angry? And yeah. So fight back in the same way I'm fighting, which is with words? Why won't you just either debate or write your own thing or try to call in? Like, there's plenty of ways besides wanting to shut that person up. That's the weakest resolution to hearing someone saying something that you don't agree with is, I will now make him shut up. It proves that you're weak. You have no argument on the subject. You can't back up your opposition to what I'm saying. Whatever it is, if you felt so strongly about something, wouldn't you want to argue the other side and make me look like a fool and make you look like the person that knew what they were talking about? To try to silence someone is the lowest fucking thing you can do in a civilized society.
Well, can I ask you then, and I mean this in no offense by any means,
sure.
I had noticed, after you had written all those tweets, that, I don't know if it was the next day, they were all gone. Now, I'm wondering, did you delete those, or were they just reported, or... They
were up there for days after it actually happened. I left them up. I wasn't going to take them down. They were there for days. They were printed on all the sites and everything. Here's what happened. People started picking and choosing tweets from not only what happened, but from weeks and months prior to that, and picking one word, two words, paraphrasing from one tweet, putting it in another, and then presenting it as something I had said or tweeted.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not going to give... what I said was out there, and it was already printed, and it's still... You could punch it up on various websites and see exactly what I said. I wasn't going to give people the ammunition to then pick apart my tweets, take them out of context, and post them as something I had said to use at my expense. So I took those tweets down to keep people from using them against me, not because I didn't want people to see them or didn't agree with what I had said or was sorry about what I had posted. I took them down because, I didn't want people using them as ammo out of context.
But I'm wondering, because you had said that I mean, I'm not trying to argue this. I'm just curious because you had said that they were even going back and taking other things that you had said out of context from months ago. So how come these new ones, while they were already up, were the ones that you deleted, not...
No, actually, he deleted...
I had literally deleted... Yeah. I deleted a swath.
I think it was all the way back to January 1st.
Yeah. I deleted a fuckload of tweets because they were just going back and believe me, you could still go back further and find even worse things. I didn't delete those. I was just deleting shit from people that were picking and choosing what they wanted to put together and stitch together to make a statement that wasn't true, that I never said, taken completely out of context. So, go back before February 1st. You'll find some repugnant shit.
See, I'm not an internet troll, so I'm not going to go back that far. I've got more time or less time than these fucking losers that choose to go back a fucking year and pick apart everything that you've said. Had a sandwich today. What the fuck does that mean? I bet he chose white bread. I bet he did.
I know you're a very busy man, and there's one more phone call that we're going to take, and then we'll finish up. This person has a question for you, and a couple people in the chat room have been actually asking this question as well. Matt, go ahead. You're on the air with Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, man, you're my favorite comedian of all time. Nobody's made me laugh every day like you. I absolutely love you, first of all. But I just wanted to ask you, I don't know if you feel like talking about it, and what pisses me off most as a fan is hearing people comment on the whole thing that don't listen to the show and don't get that you just say the most outrageous shit sometimes. And that prick, some guy, I listened to some dude, Andy Kindler, bashing you. I didn't want to bring it up, but I didn't know if you want to talk about that at all.
What, that Andy Kindler guy? I don't know who the other guy is, but I know Andy Kindler was some comic who gave some address. Was it in Montreal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Montreal. That State of the Industry. He does a State of the Industry thing every year.
And started going off. He's one of these fucking, what they call alternative comics, and they're not fucking funny, first of all. They're these too cool for the room. Let me say shit that I hope is so twisted, liberal that people feel compelled to laugh rather than be chastised by the comic or the people in the room. It's this forced acceptance by the audience of these alternative comics. He's not funny. If I'm in the same company of other people that he's lambasted, like Louis C.K. and Penn Jillette, then I congratulate myself because that's fantastic. If this guy doesn't find those guys funny and entertaining, he's twice the asshole I think he is. And to not agree with something I say and then agree with the fact that I should have been fired and this and these people need to be silenced or whatever, it goes against everything a stand-up comic should be about, because everything is open to a stand-up. They should be able to get on stage and address any topic, because in the context of comedy, I think anything can be made funny, and I mean anything. So for him to be so insulted and throw out the word racist, and he called Adam Carolla Hitler. Really?
Right.
Is Carolla really committing genocide over there on his show in L.A.? It's such a hack thing to call somebody, first of all. Yeah, he's a complete asshole. I don't even know his act, but I hear he's one of these alternative comics, so I don't have time for him. And apparently we snubbed him and wouldn't let him on our show because we knew.
Yeah, he mentioned that. He said begged to get on the show. But thanks for everything you do, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, piece of shit. Fuck him. Fuck him in the ass.
Thanks, Matt.
I do.
All right, and last call but not least, I'm sure you will recognize this person. Caller, go ahead. You're on the phone with Anthony.
Good evening, sweetie. Just let me talk some more.
Oh, no. It's
Who is this?
Right?
Yeah.
Lady Trucker, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I have to hear from her again.
Well,
what do you want?
I just want to know if you and Ronnie people watch The Little Rascals in your theater on your Anthony Cumia show.
Watch The Little Rascal. Maybe I'll watch the one with the wild man from Borneo. Yeah, that's a racial jab, I think. No driving to abutment.
I'm looking for one, okay? Oh, well, there's a Whole Foods. Will that work?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, Lady Trucker, thank you.
All right, thanks, bye.
All right, bye-bye.
There she goes, Large Marge.
It was always guessed that, and I don't think I'm speaking out of school when I say this, but everybody kind of always thought it was going to be Opie that wound up self-destructing and breaking up the band. And your thoughts on the irony?
Yes, it is kind of ironic, but given the state of the thought process and thought policing going on in this country,
right.
I think people's minds changed after a little while and thought, oh, okay, yeah, Anthony could fuck this up with what he's saying. Yeah, we're in a very weird time and place right now in this country, where literally people's personal conversations are costing them dearly. Right. Whether you like people like Sterling or not, the fact of the matter is, to have somebody's personal conversation recorded, exposed, and then have his life turned upside down is not what is supposed to happen. It's not a good thing. Right. No one should be applauding that happened to that guy.
No.
It's very dangerous. We're all a society of little fucking rats now, holding our phones up with a video, taping people, and then just seeing how we can fuck them over with what little tidbit we've gotten from them. It's pathetic. It reeks of the same shit that the old Jewish trustees used to do to the Jewish people for the Nazis,
right.
ratting each other out. it's the same thing, and it's no less dangerous when you look at the big picture. And someone has to answer back to this. I'm glad I could be one of the small little speed bumps, perhaps, in this horrible runaway train of political correctness and thought policing that's going on in this country right now. It really needs to stop. I would encourage anybody that's put in that situation to not fold, not apologize, not take back or regret things that you really meant to say, because I think that's the only way this might at some point at least slow down.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't envy this situation that yourself and Opie and Jimmy have been put in, because it's almost kind of like people have expected all of you to kind of choose sides. And for people that have worked together for over 20 years, you can't put that type of a situation on this whole thing. It really is. It's sad for everybody involved, and I hope that this, regardless of, I obviously wish you success with the Anthony Cumia show, and I wish those guys success with whatever they do until October. I don't even think they know what the hell they're calling at this point. But I just hope that at some point down the road that this is not the legacy of the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah, well, we have other legacies that are equally as terrible, but it's almost a natural progression what has happened here over the years. But there's always something else going on, something else to do. I would love to work with those guys again in the future, as soon as I can would be great. But in the meantime, and not like this is a temporary thing, this is what I'm doing. If a project comes up that I could work with Opie and Jimmy for some amount of time in the morning or what have you, I will still do my show in the afternoon, because this is now what I'm going to be doing. I'm very happy to be doing this. I have a newfound passion for doing this type of show, so I'm really psyched about it. It's if I may give the plug,
absolutely,
Anthony
please.
Cumia Show at anthonycumia.com. You can sign up there, and the show is going to be Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and also Fridays are open for any special event thing that I might be doing. Every so often I'll promote something for a couple of weeks on the Monday through Thursday show, and then we'll do a big Friday show out by the pool, 55-gallon drum challenge, or cherry darts, shit like that, things that they told us we couldn't do anymore at Sirius. I want to bring all that fun stuff back, bar appearances, booze cruises, like just the fun that it used to be to get out and do things with the fans. And that's the shit that's coming back with this show. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I can speak for a lot of people when we're very excited to see what the future holds with this show, and I wish you the best of luck, sir. I certainly will be listening, and I'm sure Alexa will be checking it out as well.
I will, and I want to add, too, that I'm so glad that you're continuing with doing your own thing and you're not just stopping, and I'm so glad.
Yeah, no, there's no way I could.
Yeah, if anything, this will just make you that much bigger and that much stronger, and I'm definitely going to check out your show. I heard a really cool little snippet from it today.
Yeah, we were doing we were test running some stuff today with the equipment and everything. It's quite the production. So, it takes a few people, and but it's going to be a lot of fun, very cool. We already have some guests lined up that are going to be a lot of fun next week. So, I'm very excited about it, and think it's going to be a whole new kind of way to do webcasting. So,
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Real quick before we let you go, I know that there's been talk of Opie has said openly on the air that if he decides to do some sort of podcast on his own or something like that, he's always wanted to develop some sort of a Opie and Anthony network and bring everybody with them. Is there any plans to do that with the Anthony Cumia show, build a network around that, or?
Yeah, I think that kind of is always the longer term plan when you get something together like this. I would love to have it's the Anthony Cumia show live from the compound, and then have a live from the compound network of different shows that are live from the compound. So yeah, I would absolutely do that, but one step at a time. We'll launch this. God willing, we'll do well, and then the next progression is maybe to bring some other people on board and see how that works out. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, nothing but love for you, sir, and thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I hope that we have done our part in helping promote the show properly for you, and we wish you the best of luck next Monday.
Thank you, man.
All right.
I expect an invite over
cool.
to your house.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Oh, you have it, believe me. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, Anthony.
For having me on. Absolutely.
All right, have a good night. Anthony Cumia, ladies and gentlemen, from the Anthony Cumia Show.
Sorry.
That might be biggest get ever for this show. Might be. It's up there. It's definitely up there, if not the best. So.